I told you I was gonna be here at 10:30.
All right. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy post 4th of July. Right now, let's give a special shout out and send our love and prayers to all those in Texas. They are experiencing absolutely devastating flood that has taken out at least 91 people confirmed, and there are more people missing. There's a dude's house was floating down the damn street, out of control and insane. The whole campground, the whole camp, everybody died in the camp. It was awful. So, love and prayers to everybody in Texas. But happy 4th of July. I had a great 4th of July myself. I cooked up a big fat piece of meat, big fat New York strip steak, and I watched a bunch of videos about the military blowing shit up and getting ambushed by like little militaries, and then we just come out with helicopters and drones and we just take them out. I slept amazing that night after I really got a brush up on our defense and how our billions go into work in the military defense. It was a lot of fun. Somali pirates rolling up on our boat, and we just come out with freaking water tanks and submarines and shit, flipping them over. Absolutely insane. It was a little quiet in my neighborhood, though. There was a lot of fireworks, but the front steps, as we talked about, there was a lot going on with the front steps. People getting beat up, people drinking, smoking, having a ball on the front steps, right? So I'm thinking, all right, it's probably going to get wild. It's probably going to get reckless for 4th of July. But I walk out, and nobody's out front. Nobody's in the back. Nobody. Only people doing fireworks, but no real big functions that I thought would be going on, right? I thought it was going to be radios and alcohol. Like, I thought it was going to be crazy. Then I remembered, oh, that's right. I got this letter from the building about a week ago, and it was like a letter that was basically cracking down and warning us, like, listen, all you guys are responsible for your guests. There's been a lot of chaos going on, a lot of violence. If you have anything to do with it, your ass is getting evicted. We got security now. They said the police department is able to tap into our cameras, and we got cameras in the front. We're shutting them down. We're shutting down the parties. I don't want anything to do with it. We don't want none of it. Take your ass somewhere else, because somebody left a fucking dead dog in the parking lot 2 weeks ago. What the hell is wrong with you, man? A damn dog in a bag. Go bury him, for God's sakes. Oh, my God. Absolutely horrific. But I had a great 4th of July, as I said. But, EJ, how was your 4th of July?
It was pretty good, hung out, got not too drunk, but drunk enough. I got really sunburnt, so I didn't really sleep good that night.
Right. Bad sunburn,
shoulders, back, face.
How did this happen? You were just lounging?
I was just chilling in the pool, and I just didn't put sunblock on,
Wow. Well, the sun is getting hotter. The rays are getting stronger because of global warming. Pastor's been protesting about that since he was 6 years old.
I've been inside for so long. I've been only getting paler. So
was
there a makeup pig roast?
No.
There was no pig at the 4th of July?
No.
Everybody's wondering when this pig roast will happen. You halted production.
I'll let you. When it happens, you'll get pictures. How about that?
Please, we because now we got to know how this is gonna go.
I said because I sent you pictures last time I went to the last pig roast.
Did you? I don't recall that at all.
Yeah. I sent you pictures with them on the grill.
Wow, I don't recall that at all.
Big ass pig was sitting on the grill.
Interesting. So you're still recovering from 4th of July. Your skin is still recovering from Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Pasty?
Well, we took the dogs to the dog park.
That's right.
It was very underwhelming.
What did you expect to happen?
What did that mean?
Well, I thought they might play a little bit more, be a little bit interested in all the smells, and maybe go to the bathroom and the outdoors.
Right, because they constantly are relieving themselves indoors.
Right.
So much so that they're wearing diapers.
Yes, they're wearing diapers now.
At this point, you must just get a cat. At least they'll go in the cat
Please,
box.
no, I'm not babysitting. I'm not babysitting that. So think wisely about the cat. You're gonna have to find a new babysitter.
But then we had hot dogs and knockwurst with my mother's sought after hot dog sauce.
What is that? What is
Mm.
And
that? What does that
she
mean? What does that mean? Hot
It's a
dog
family
sauce.
secret recipe,
He
man.
didn't say that. Did you
That's
hear
what I'm
family secret
assuming.
recipe come out of his mouth?
I'm assuming that's what it is.
That's not what it is.
His mother's famous for it.
Tell us
Yeah,
what it
well,
is.
everyone who has it loves it, and it's very delicious. And we just had a nice, quiet Fourth.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Oh, all right. That's good. That's wonderful. Did you do anything American? We get a hot dog. That's pretty American.
yeah. What's more, what's more American than a hot dog?
That's true. That is
What's more American with a hot dog with beef on it?
exactly a hot dog with beef and cheese and all the toppings. What I'm really surprised at is, Pastor, you and I are extremely retarded. We went to South Carolina 3 months ago,
Yes.
and we did not load up with fireworks.
Now you know you're retarded.
How? The year before we did, and we came back 4th of July. I got the one.
You guys with a spot. Huh?
I got all the ones. I got all the menacing ones. The big gorilla, the skull face. I got all the, and they were great. They were bah, 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 bah. We got all the crazy ones, and then somehow we left without doing that.
Yeah.
And it's not like we don't see them every block. There's a Mr. Firework, Mrs. Firework, Firework Junior. You know, the fireworks. There's a firework shop every fucking where.
Uncle Firework.
Uncle Firework. There's one. I can't believe it. because I don't know if you guys have seen, but well, the audience doesn't know this, but I got 3 big windows by my bed, right? I got where my bed is like kind of like a circle at the end. I don't know how you describe it, Pastor. You might be able to describe it better than me, but it's like a little circle area, and there's 3 windows that span across a circle, so I could see like the whole front of the street. And
You're gonna set up 3 turrets.
I just saw fireworks from every direction, bro. It was awesome. I saw everything, and then that's when I thought, yeah, I could be out there right now, but I'm a moron, and I didn't buy any fireworks.
I'm glad you brought this up. Did you see the fireworks factory that blew up?
That was insane.
And they apparently 10 people are missing or dead or something.
That I didn't hear about. But I did see the video, and it was spectacular in a way. Just every firework was going off. It was exactly what you'd imagine when you hear a firework factory or a firework store was getting blown up.
I was like, this is why you gotta, if you smoke, you can only smoke vapes at the firework factory.
How
No
does that even
bogeys
happen, bro?
on the grounds.
How does that even happen? I feel like no fire should be allowed within like 40 feet of a firework.
You got, they take your latest shit from you in the parking lot.
It was, you shouldn't be able to walk in with it like that. It was insane. That was insane. But speaking of fireworks,
Well, before you go on, when I used to work at the casino, I saw one of the tribal members' fireworks booth explode and burn.
was it everything you'd hoped it would look like?
It was wonderful.
Oh, you see, it's hard because it's like, wow, damn, this kind of sucks. This thing is on fire, but also it's beautiful.
Tragic, but it's beautiful.
It's also spectacular. Yep.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
It is. I love those videos when the whatever place, like let's say it's some city or some town, they accidentally light all their fireworks off at the same time. It happens like once a year, where some city or some place will accidentally do the whole show in like 30 seconds, and it's just bah, 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 bah. That always really tickles me. That's so freaking funny, dude. But
all right, time to go home, everybody.
Yep, show's over. Yep.
Get it all.
We all know, if you're a big fan of the show, I can relate to something like that. So I saw that in Cali, they are launching drones so that they can catch people that are doing fireworks and give them a fine later. Boo.
No, fuck you. I think that's a good idea, especially if there's like a burn ban and it's just dry.
No.
I mean, what the fuck, bro?
No, let me tell you why.
Bro, they can't handle fires, man.
Let me tell you why.
They can't handle fires.
If they put that much effort into keeping murderers, rapists, shoplifters in prison, then maybe. But like, oh, we're gonna crack down on fireworks. But then this guy that like raped 5 people, yeah, let him out. Fuck him. Let him out. Let him do it again. Who cares?
Listen. I would agree with you if like they're looking for fireworks and they see like a mugging on the drone and they just keep flying like,
No,
well,
they
that's not
probably do that. I
fireworks.
guarantee you they've done it. I guarantee they
No,
go.
if they've done that, then that's
I
crazy,
guarantee
and
you,
I
knowing
take back
Cali,
everything I've said.
knowing Cali, they're like,
'Cause
what's that?
That's like
Oh,
cartoon. That's like cartoon villainish, bro. That's too cartoon villain like.
I guarantee you that drone picked up 3 people getting shot, and
A
they just went.
mugging, not fireworks. Let's move on.
Nope, I guarantee you that video. They probably saw a lot of nefarious things going on, and they just went. All right, get the address for that house number down. Yep, all right, find them. Boop, boop. Yep, don't worry about that. Lady will be all right. You know.
Well, they should have drones in Congress for insider trading.
They should have a lot of different drones. That is true. They should have a lot of different drones.
Only drones. We should only have drones.
Like, it's just funny when we put our resources for shit like this, and then you read the story like, hey, this man just got out for, I don't know, about 5 stabbings, and he just stabbed a baby. It's his 6th one. It's like, maybe we should have kept him in there. Maybe we should have used our resources to lock him down, or, you know, whatever, like, to clean up the streets. Unbelievable. But nope, 4th of July comes, launch the drones. Brrr. Unfucking believable, unfathomable, ridiculous. Such a Cali thing to do. Such a Cali thing to do. But also this past weekend, I think it was this weekend, it was sometime this last couple days, I'm seeing a lot of footage from it. I forgot to even like, I didn't know this was being live streamed or whatever, but Ozzy Osbourne, the great Ozzy, performed his final concert. A lot of metal guys and rock and rollers, they do the final tour, and you know, Black Sabbath has done their final show before. Kiss does one like every week, you know, the final finale. But this is definitely Ozzy's last one. They pulled out all the stops They did it in Europe, and Metallica was there. Anthrax was there. All these massive bands were there, and if the whole band wasn't there was, you know, elements of the band, like the lead singer of Ghost and Jason Momoa
whoever was left alive.
Everybody was there except a few, and one piece of controversy is Sharon had to kick off one of the bands because they wanted to be paid, and everybody basically did this for the love of the game, and all the proceeds went to charity. So the big topic right now, other than the concert actually happening, is that a band, and she said she's going to name names soon. So we're going to find out.
I want to know who this is. What band is this?
Some people think it's Kiss. Some people believe it's Motley Crue.
That might be. That might be.
Yep. So that name should be dropped. You know, people are looking for that, like the Epstein list right now. They're really hungry for it.
Oh, we're not getting that. You know, maybe that never existed, bro. We were just lied to.
But we will get this name apparently very soon. But other than that, from the clips I saw, I really don't know why I didn't buy the live stream. I feel like such a fucking idiot, but it looked like a really great time. They had a drum off between like 3 famous drummers. Travis Barker was there. That looked really cool. Everybody did a pretty short set, it seemed like, but from people watching, they said it must have been like a logistical nightmare to get all these bands in and out in a matter of, I think they had only 14 minutes in between, so getting all these guys set up. So they did a really good job with that. The stage looked great, and then Ozzy came out on a throne. And he wasn't just on the throne because he's a king. He was on the throne because his Parkinson's it looked like it got really bad. He looked shaky. He sounded a little shaky at points. Still sounded amazing. You know, he still sounded awesome, but there was some shakiness there. And there were times where you could see him trying, like he really wanted to get up and get down with everybody, but he couldn't. You could see him muster the strength to get up.
Better than RFK Jr.
But he couldn't do it. And I think he did about 8 songs. That's, I think, what he could accomplish on that day. And everybody's crying in the audience. I mean, it looked spectacular. They did a spectacular fireworks show. So just shout out to Ozzy, man. He's the greatest. I don't care what anybody says. The greatest metal frontman, metal artist, best songs, best performance. Fight me. You know, you don't like it, lick my ass. He's literally the greatest. I don't care what anybody says, bro. He was awesome. EJ, I said that Pasty and I are retarded, but you are more retarded today. You definitely we gotta start doing like retard of the week. So let me ask the audience this. Everybody cozy up to your computers or your phones or your tablets, and let me ask you all a question.
Oh boy.
Okay. Now for the women, you might have a different answer. So this is really for the shmen. So all the shmen gather around, and women, if you have an answer, you can answer it. But for the guys,
Women get out.
for the guys, if I offered you right now 7,000, a lot of people right now just said yes immediately when I said 7,000. Like they just, yep, I'll do whatever it is, I will do it. All right. But listen, 7,000 smackaroos, big ones, okay? Crispy, tax-free, cash. To shave your head bald, to shave whatever facial hair you have, and to shave your eyebrows. Would you do it for $7,000? Personally, me, I'll do it for $4,000. Easily. We're talking tax-free cash. I'm doing it for $4,000. I speak to Eddie about this, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not doing that for $4,000. What are you crazy?" And I'm like, all right, what about $7,000? I'm not doing that for $7,000. What are you crazy? And then Pastor and I start thinking, like, why would you not do it? And Pastor, why don't you explain why we are looking at him extremely confounded?
Because he doesn't go anywhere.
Thank you. You're going to get paid $7,000 to sit around in your house, basically. And, like, nothing will
I need
change.
more than that. I need
Play
more than
Tetris.
that.
Yeah, like, do you think the Tetris blocks care if your hair is shaved?
No, I need more than that.
For what? Have you ever seen
I
$7,000
don't know, but-
in cold hard cash that you can spend?
Nope.
I've only seen that one time, and I want it again.
Yeah.
So I will shave my eyebrows for that, for sure.
Oh.
For sure. Like, explain to us how basically $7,000 for free. What social repercussions do you have?
I just don't want to do it. I mean, I just don't think the money's worth it.
For what? Like,
I don't know.
well, what's the issue? Like, usually Pastor would say, oh, because I have a job where I see many, many people.
I just like having hair. Okay, I mean,
You like having hair, and you realize
I
it
like
will.
having hair.
You realize it will grow back very fast.
Probably, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it won't.
I think it will. Yeah, I think you don't seem to have a receding
Well,
hairline.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. But Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy wuzzy.
Is that going to be the poem for him? He's mourning
That's
his
right.
hair.
And Fuzzy Wuzzy wouldn't be so.
We just
Fuzzy EJ has some hair. Fuzzy EJ goes nowhere.
I don't like it.
You literally don't go
Fuzzy
anywhere.
EJ is very fuzzy, but nobody really knows, was he?
Yeah, nobody would like.
Oh
Who's gonna
my
fucking
God.
know, bro? Your cats?
You got that prepared, didn't you, Pastor?
No, I didn't.
Off the
No,
top of the
off
dome.
cuff, it's pretty good.
Off the top of the dome,
Yeah, that's
bro.
really good.
How much would it take for us to? How much would we have to give you for you to
I
shave
don't know.
all your
I
facial?
don't know. I still haven't. I told you I'm thinking about a number. I still haven't thought about a
You're
number.
telling me for $10,000, you wouldn't do that?
Okay, see, now I'm thinking about it. Now there's a
literally-
possibility it might happen.
I was thinking about it.
I literally don't
I'm thinking
understand.
about it.
17,000.
Pastor, I'm liable to if you zelled me $1,000, I will do it on the show right this second.
You know what? 20 grand. I'll do it. No.
You're bugging, bro. I'll do it for Pastor. Give me a G right now. You got a G to throw around? I'll do it on the show right now.
Right
GoFundMe.
now for 1,000.
GoFundMe $20,000 and EJ will shave, and he will have. It will literally not affect his
No,
life
I mean-
at all.
Give me 1 minute. Let me go talk to my financial advisor and see.
Oh
Let me see
my
how viable
God.
this is for me.
Oh my God, bro! It makes no sense. I like you will eat the hottest thing in the world, but you won't just like do something that will literally have zero repercussions at all. Like you will be healed in a matter of months. Like it's totally gonna be fine, but you'll do something as crazy as eat the hottest pepper in the world. Or,
I don't want to be. I don't tell you.
do you like pleasure yourself to yourself? Like why do you need your
Whoa.
why do you need your look to stay that way so bad? You know what I mean? Like
I
what?
just like my hair, man.
Do you look
I
at
just
your
don't like being bald.
do you look at yourself like where like you know what I mean? Like are you staring at
No,
yourself?
I see myself bald, and I don't like it. I've got.
Do you
the
even
baldy
look in a
twice,
mirror?
and
I
was
feel like
like,
you don't
know,
even look in a mirror. Do you like
yeah,
gaze?
sometimes,
You gaze upon yourself?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow, unbelievable. Everybody is looking at you crazy, right?
What kind of music is playing in the background when you're gazing at yourself?
I don't know.
He just hears this.
Now you know you're retarded.
That's all he hears. People are looking at you crazier right now than if you shaved your head and your eyebrows. Just so you know, like the reaction that you think you'd get for shaving your head and eyebrows, people are looking at you right now. People are looking at the screen in utter disgust and shame that you won't do it.
Fine, because like you said before, they could lick my ass. I'm getting another drink. I'm getting another drink.
Oh God, we stressed him out. Now he needs another drink already. Oh my God, this guy. Guy's getting his Jack and Coke. Unbelievable. Can you believe this guy?
Well, he's consistent.
What sense does this make? Absolutely none. But let me introduce you guys to one of my favorite genres of video. Okay, we're just going to watch one instance of this. I have many favorite genres of video. One day I might do a show where I take you guys through my favorite types of videos and my favorite videos, because I'm always apprehensive to do so, because I feel like once people start playing like a litany of videos on the show, that means that like the show's going down the tubes and there's no like, you know, creative force anymore. I feel like it's a bad sign. So I try not to do that. But there's no internal substance. One day I may bring you guys on a journey through. I think I earned it, right? Like 240 episodes. I think I got one. I think I could do one. But today we will just watch one particular video of a Chinese spit fight. Hey!
来啊来啊来啊！你他妈的，我跟你说，你要小小，你要小小，再听一下，退，来，再听一下，退，嘿，退，你要小小，回去了，你要小小，兄弟，哎呀，好了好了好了，你他妈你要小小，你再听一下，我他妈听着什么？好，嘿，退，来了没有啊？你赶紧来，来了啊，退。 嘿，嘿，你要小小，你要小小。你们报我，你报警。没有，快报警来了，他把，你，嘿，不用，我已经报警了。嘿。
Man, that's probably the third or the fourth video I've seen like that, and apparently this is why they get into these spit fights, is because if you get hit or if somebody hits the other person in China, then obviously they're gonna sue you. So what also happens is sometimes somebody will fall in China and nobody will come pick them up, because then they feel like if they pick them up, that the person that fell is going to sue them for like harming them by picking them up, or they're liable to get a lawsuit. So apparently this is why they do these spit fights, is so nobody can sue each other. But this is honestly worse than hitting me, honestly. I'd rather just get punched in the head than for you to continuously spit at me like this. Right? I mean... But what an epic encounter! I truly these videos bring me immense joy. What do you guys think of this?
Well, the first thing that popped into my mind is Patrice O'Neill.
What did he say?
And he used to do a funny video show, and he showed I can't remember the name of the show, but he showed some videos on a Letterman. And Letterman made some kind of comment about the Asian videos, and he said, if there were no Asian videos, I wouldn't have a show.
Bring the content from China. Yeah, they do. They do bring some golden content right there. That's absolutely.
I guess that would be a real thing. I mean, it's an honor society, isn't it?
Is that China or is it just Japan? I don't know if China's an honor society. They do a lot of funny things to each other over there in China. I don't think China is. I think it's just Japan and Korea.
That makes me think of the videos where like people are going through zoos. They're vlogging their zoo trip, and they like, oh, the llamas are cute, and the llamas start spitting at them.
Straight spit. I wonder if they do spit drive-bys over there, like gangs of Chinese kids. They just drive by somebody on a scooter and catch them alone. Oh shit! They're like,
yo, you got one loaded? He's like, yeah.
They could be doing there's like pills that I've seen on TikTok where they take them and it induces more saliva, and you could just take those. You know, they get ready 30 minutes before, they take a bunch of the saliva pills and then just unload on the enemy, just pow, 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 pow. That'd be freaking epic, dude. What else is epic is this is a story from a while ago, but I keep seeing it resurface on my IG, especially the video of the fire. So in China, earlier this year, there was a student in college, and his roommate came back to the dorm early. So what the guy ended up doing was he caught his roommate with a blow-up doll, or he was going to catch his roommate with the blow-up doll. So the kid with the blow-up doll ran into the hallway and set it on fire. And it caused this big incident. I'll show the video on the screen now of the people in the hall, the firefighters in the hall put it out. But it's like, you, out of every option, you picked the worst one. It's a blow-up doll. You can literally throw it out the window. I don't know, maybe pop it, deflate it. It's inflatable. It's pretty easy to get rid of. Throw it in the closet. You know?
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna burn it, just pop it and fold it up or something. If you're already gonna break it.
Put it under the bed. No, you drag it out to the hall in front of everyone, and you do the thing that's gonna get literally everybody's attention on the street and set it ablaze. Like, come on, bro.
Now you know you're retarded.
I still can't believe that, bro. the one way you could have, it's like what we talked about with Eddie's date. Like, you could have done all these things and you picked the only wrong thing to do. You picked the one the one option you shouldn't have done. You did it. Unbelievable.
You were correct that China is not an honor society.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Yeah,
people like that.
I watch this podcast sometimes called The China Show, where they go deep into things that are happening in China, and from the things that they have reported, a lot of dishonorable things are happening. Like when they sell the pigs, and I guess in China a black pig is supposed to be worth more money, so they'll just paint the pig black and sell it to somebody. It's fucking insane, bro. Shout out to any fans we have in China, though. We love you. We love you. We love you very much. So there's this news story came out, another nitrous news story. I don't know if we talked about a couple weeks ago. There was a girl, she was about 19 or something like that, maybe in her 20s, and she had like a stroke from doing nitrous, and then she says that she has dead spots still in her brain. I don't know what that means, but she got dead spots in her brain, right? So the nitrous is popping off. Everybody's doing nitrous. I even tried to do nitrous on the show, and I emphasized try because it did not happen. There is a conspiracy theory about that. You know, the people are looking over the footage, like a Bigfoot footage.
Yeah, try. He was faking.
People are looking over the footage as if it's Bigfoot footage and saying I didn't actually try, but I really did. So nitrous is growing in popularity, and now a man, or I don't know how old this guy was, but a man went to the hospital because he has frostbite in his mouth and his throat from doing nitrous. I've never heard of that.
My man must have had that can. He must have that can all the way in the back of the freezer or something. I have no idea.
Bro. I don't know. I've heard a lot about people doing nitrous. I've seen a lot of people do nitrous. That is a first to me. I don't know. To me, that sounds like you must have been doing a lot of it, like constantly, right?
I guess, yeah.
That's what it would seem like to me.
I don't think it's that cold, though. Like, I don't think it's that cold.
Well, he got frostbite somehow. But that's what I'm saying. I think the volume has to be the deciding factor in this case.
So this is being expelled from a can?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It might be like, like when you fill those butane lighters, it's cold.
No, it is. No, definitely. When I had that nitrous spraying in my face, it was cold. No, nitrous is cold, but I've never heard of somebody. To me, that tells me like,
that cold.
To me, that tells me he's doing a lot of it, which means when that frostbite is healed, he got a lot more bigger fish to fry in terms of his brain. This guy's brain is probably going to be
dead spots. Half of it's going to be dead.
This guy's going to be done, bro. This guy, it's over, bro. If you get frostbite from I watched the old Steve-O documentary. This came out when we were kids, and I mean he was doing nitrous the whole time. There was nitrous all over the floor. Just I've never seen that much nitrous in my life, and I don't remember him even saying that he got frostbite from doing the nitrous. So this guy, I'm telling you right now, big trouble down the line. And I don't know if I don't think I'm a fortune teller here, but did you ever do nitrous back in the day? You ever did nitrous back in the day, Pastor?
No,
How come you never tried that?
it just never came my way.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't a big deal back then, right? It's only become more accessible as time goes on.
Yeah.
Now they have it in smoke shops. I mean, when we got it, Clay and I got it in the middle of Times Square. We just walk around the shop, say, "Hey, give me the nitrous kit." Boom, right there, done. And now they got all the flavors, and now I saw.
God, now there's flavors. Oh no, he's cooked. Yeah, no, he's probably just.
Yeah, they've been. The Galaxy Gas, they got all kind of flavors. Blueberry cream.
Oh, not the Galaxy Gas.
Yeah, peach dream, all kind of. It's like the freaking vapes. They got all the flavors, and that's how it's appealing to the younger generation.
Stupid kids.
It's awful, man. It's awful.
Stupid kids.
EJ, you were on the right track with those cigarettes, man. We're not on the right track, but you're on a better track than a lot of the people these days.
Yeah, I mean, most people still think cigarettes don't smell good and whatever. I mean, that's fine, but I'm not claiming it's healthy.
No.
I'm not like these vapey people who think it's healthy.
We got more vape
they got
news.
Popcorn lung or something.
We got more vape news. 24-year-old heart attack, got the lungs of a 70-year-old now. He's cooked, absolutely done. There was some other cases of people getting harmed from vapes. And the big new story is that apparently they found the vape is expelling a bunch of lead.
Ooh.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Wow, vaping? Really? Just letting out lead and other harmful chemicals. This shit is just getting mass produced in a factory.
But it's not like cigarettes. It's healthier.
It's the healthier version. Oh, you guys are so stupid smoking cigarettes.
Even though you were only vaping for like, I don't know, like a year or two, and now you got popcorn lungs and you're breathing like a 7-year-old on a ventilator. I mean, come on.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
I've been smoking for a little over a decade, and I'm still doing pretty fine. No asthma, no nothing.
Nah. But you said your lung capacity's whack, though.
I mean, yeah. Like, when the doctors, like do the breathing test, like when you gotta like blow into the tube. I got a lot of. My lungs can't hold a lot of air, but I'm breathing fine.
For now.
I'm not like.
You didn't hit 30. You didn't even hit 30 yet, so just hold. Some things take time.
I mean, I look like I'm 40.
Let's see that beard. Is it gray? You didn't really let it grow,
there's
though.
a lot of gray in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of gray. Damn. I know I got some in mind, but how much I got?
You really can't see it.
I like that. Thank you.
I'm putting $20 on 46.
That Eddie's gonna start feeling this? The cigarette?
He's gonna be in the scooter in the casino with the oxygen tank.
Well, you mean the scooter in his house, because he'd never be outside in a casino for sure.
My grandpa was on the tank at like 79, and you give me 46. I'll take those odds.
79 is not bad to be on the tank. I mean, you've done enough, right? You've been there, done that.
Yeah.
79 is not crazy. I mean, I expect to be dead by 79. So if I make it 79 and I'm on a tank, I see that as a win for me. That's not too bad. I got some extra. I got some fresh air at all times. Damn, do you think he's gonna be? What do you think you think he's gonna have have to get
Am I gonna be in like super bad shape at 45? Like 49. Really bad shape? 40.
49. Whatever. I think he said. Think he's gonna have to get a lung transplant?
He'll have to quit smoking to get a lung transplant.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening. You don't want to do any Zen. You just want to smoke, huh? You don't want to do anything else.
I'm not looking for no vapes or anything weird. Just want to smoke a cigarette.
You definitely don't want no vape. That's for sure. I send these articles to all my friends that vape, and I'm like, okay, time to wrap it up. I think
how about corn silk?
What?
Smoke up some corn silk.
What is that?
It's what the old folks used to smoke back in the day.
I sound like some country shit. Corn
Yeah,
silk.
just to wrap up some corn silk and smoke it.
Corn
No, I'll
silk.
stick with cigarettes. I'll stick with
It gets you high.
I don't know what it did, but they
I mean,
said they smoked
cigarettes,
it.
cigarettes don't really get you high.
Well, I mean, to get you a buzz. I mean,
I would think it would.
corn silk.
I mean, maybe a little buzz.
Why say it like that?
Corn silk.
Cone?
That's what it sounds. Sounds like some country shit. I was smoking some corn silk.
Cone. Yeah.
You look like a
Oh, yeah,
dipper.
these were country people.
Yeah, definitely. You ain't
Yeah,
smoking corn
yeah.
silk in the fucking Bronx or in L.A. or something. You got to be in like Iowa or South Carolina, Texas. Go pick me up some corn silk, mammy. Eddie, you look like a dipper though. Like if I had to guess what you were, I'd picture you, dipping. I could see you with the
Nah.
bottle.
No
Yes, hard
dips, no
shoulder.
shoes, no patches.
Oh man, if you
just
would
cigarettes.
have been dipping on your date, you would have added at least some level of comedy to it.
I mean,
you
you know
would've
how
just
funny it would be like, so how was the weather?
I would have loved it if you would have bing just been spitting in a freaking jug. Anything
So,
would have improved
bitch,
that.
how was the weather getting here? Bing.
Anything would have improved that. Pastor, you do a lot of eulogies these days, don't you?
I've done a couple.
How do you feel about that? How do you like being a eulogist? What do you call yourself?
I guess
Eulogy?
it's a minister.
Minister. Minister Moran. How do you like doing that? What is your process? So you eulogize people you don't even know, right? So what do? They give you a bio on the guy?
I talk to them and ask them what they want to hear. I have the obituary, and the one thing that you learn right off the top is that the eulogy isn't really directed at the dead; it's directed at the living. So I mean, you get people have been pleased with the way that I've eulogized people. And it's capturing an essence of the person in the eulogy that seems to work for me, and then turning it to offering comfort and hope that one's loved ones is continuing to live on. Everybody prefers that the person still be in this world, but if you have God believing people, that it brings comfort to anticipate that this person is in heaven with the Savior.
Right.
And the last one I did, it was I knew the family. I went to high school with one of the sons, and so I got to meet the person that died, and I had some very good visits with her. I think I had 3 visits where I actually talked with her, and one where she was still speaking a little bit, but I just shared my reflections of the interaction that I had with her, and several family members came up and said I had really nailed it on the head. So that made me feel good that my perception is on in that capacity.
Beautiful. That's wonderful.
You're on point.
There you go. I feel like you just started doing more of them this year, right?
No, I mean they come and go. I think I've had 2. Maybe there's a third. Oh yeah, I did do 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got
you did a
3
lot this
right
year.
all together.
Mm-hmm.
And that third one, I actually knew the person for a while, but I hadn't seen him in about close to 10 years. And actually, that one was the most difficult.
Because your relationship?
It's just what to put in, and I had told the spouse that, because she said, just go with what, your heart tells you. And, I said, my memory of him is 10 years old. And she says, "I trust you," and I think she was pleased.
Good.
No, that's
Very
good.
Very wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I would like for you to rate and give your review of 2 eulogies here. One that I've heard over the years, and I love it. I think it's very funny. But there's one that really took the cake this week that I went, wow. This guy knocked it out the park. And listen, Pastor, you're probably great, but you could probably use a couple lessons from this guy.
I probably could.
You probably could use a couple lessons from this guy. So why don't we listen to that right now?
They told me it was family only, but Craig was my nigga. That was my brother, bro. Hey, when I started my first club in Bakersfield, Craig said, "Stacy P, I'm going to give you the money. Make sure my name is on the flyer." And we did that. Craig Hunter, hey, bro, I love you. I love you, bro. I don't even want to, like, put you in the grave right now, Mike. But we gonna do this shit, though, on East Side! East Side, Mid City Crib!
She pissed off the deacons.
Who cares about the deacons? They're
Those
not in the
guys,
family.
those guys in their suits were coming to take her out.
Who are the deacons?
Well, I'm just, if that was a Baptist church, the guys in the suits may have been the deacon board, but
Oh, please. Who cares?
somebody was coming to get her.
Who cares?
Did you hear the voices? They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I heard that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That was disrespectful.
That was
That was terrible.
What?
That was awful. That was awful.
That was a loving eulogy. I
No.
feel like that
listen to the people in the pews.
Who
They're-
cares about them?
disrespecting God's house.
I can't
No.
wait. I can't wait for me to be in an oxygen tube at 50 and you're preparing the eulogy. I can't wait.
No.
You better do while I'm still here.
No, you better take some vitamins or something like that.
That ain't
because
gonna help.
I'm not eulogizing any of you guys. I'm going first.
Let me tell you what, vitamins ain't gonna help him. I'll tell you that right now. Well, let's get back to this. Let's circle back, all right?
Yeah,
There was
eulogy for
There was nothing wrong with that eulogy. To me. Now listen, let's break this down scientifically.
Let's break it down. Okay.
Let's break it
All
down.
right.
All right.
Number
Step by
one.
step now.
Number one, there was an anecdote in the middle. Now, first of all, this was brief as
Now,
all
that
of this.
wasn't a eulogy.
What was that?
That was memories. When you open up the floor to people in the
It was a eulogy-esque thing. It was a speech at a
was
funeral.
eulogy-ish.
She
You're
walked.
reaching. You're reaching.
This
Greg,
person
you're
walked
reaching.
in, and they immediately expressed their love for the person. Immediately started off well. Then they gave a nice anecdote of something that Craig did. Right? Gave him the money for the club to start up and said, "Just put me on the flyer." That was a nice memory, and that was funny. Then this person expressed remorse that he has passed it. I don't even want to put you in the grave, but we got to do it. And then it ended with a little shout out to the Crips. I'm sure they were all close. And some love. What was wrong with it, please?
Terrible. It was just terrible. It
Don't
was
tell me
just
some
terrible.
racist shit. That was
I
a
was
good
about to. I was
eulogy.
really about to. I was
She
really
was
about to
cussing
go
in
off
God's
about,
house.
I was really about to go off about how ghetto it is. I mean, it's just not a good look at the funeral.
What was the curse? The
have,
N
some,
bomb?
have some composure.
She said shit. She said something else too.
Please, bro. Please.
I mean, look
We
at
don't
that
like
church.
it.
That
We
looks
don't
like a
like
nice church.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with race. She's being disrespectful in
defiling
God's
God.
house.
How dare
That's
she?
bottom line.
Let me ask you this. You think Craig liked it?
I don't know
Craig's
if Craig
dead.
liked it.
Craig's dead. It doesn't matter. If
I didn't
Craig
ask you
likes it
that.
or not.
I bet you Craig enjoyed that.
The funeral is not for the deceased.
It's not for the
funeral
dead guy.
is
The dead
for
guy's not going
the
to hear a damn
family
thing.
and the friends.
Hey, Eddie, we don't need two people talking at the same time, all right? Thanks. Go ahead, Pastor.
So the funeral is for the living.
Yeah.
And if it sounded like a majority of people in attendance had a respect for God's house, and they were upset. They didn't need that.
I'm not buying it. I'm not. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. Let's look at the second one. Let's look at the second one.
Oh God, there's another one.
Yep, there's another one.
And I want to say, my cousin Robert, he was a good cousin, a good young guy, has a great guy as me. I'm a good guy. So I miss him so much. So I'm glad my cousin Robert will be still dead forever. But I'm really proud that my cousin AJ and my other cousins are still alive, except the other family died in the barrels for the last couple of years or couple of weeks for our college. But you know, Robert was a thief, so I hope that he knows his girlfriend here. That was it. Thank you.
I'm glad my cousin Robert's gonna be dead forever.
See, this is the eulogy I can get on.
This one you like?
That's real emotion. That's real emotion. That's real.
What are you
That's
saying?
not
The
fake.
first one
It's
wasn't
not-
real. The first one was totally real.
Yeah. I mean, he may be autistic.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you're gonna put the mic in the hand of someone's autistic, they're probably gonna tell you what's on their mind.
So how do you know the first one?
I really like him, and I'm glad he's dead forever. But
he was a
the food
thief.
is great.
Listen, he told the truth. The guy was a thief. What are you gonna do? Probably stole something from him.
Yeah.
I think they were both awesome. The first one to me takes the cake. Okay, let me tell you this right now. When I go, my body will not be there because I'm not doing that, but there will be some kind of party or something like that. If anybody goes up and does some boring ass eulogy, I'm going to instruct somebody in that room to escort you out. We are not doing the none of that. Hello, no. We're going to tell fun stories, fun anecdotes. It's going to be nice. It's going to be light.
Shout out to the crib.
Shout out to whatever gang I was aligned with at the time. Shout them out. Shout out.
If you go before me, I will dress up like that woman and do her eulogy just as she did it on that video.
Well, yeah. Don't be a biter now. Don't be a biter. That was it.
I want you to be original. Be original.
I really thought she brought the thunder, man. I thought she brought the thunder on that one. Like, that was epic.
I was not impressed. I was not impressed.
Oh, stop, man. Come on, bro. No. I like
the second one's funny because he's like, well, I'm glad he's dead and he was a thief. Like, that's kind of funny.
I love my cousin, but I'm also glad he'll be dead forever. And he was a thief. And he was a nice young guy.
Yeah, like that's funny.
I think it
you put a mic in anybody's hand in a public arena, you always take your chances.
I think the second one captured the complexity of human nature, right? Sometimes you have mixed feelings about a person. I think he expressed that very well. He's like, listen, he's a nice guy, but also
I think depending on how many drinks somebody has consumed, that also that also plays a role in their eulogy response.
I don't know if you should be drinking at the funeral. That should be at the repast.
Well, at the Donnelly funerals, we are tailgating
Before the
we're drinking in the parking lot at the funeral home.
Well, you know what? That's true because at my grandma's funeral, I was bouncing back and forth to the bar down the street with my favorite cousin. So
No. See, after the service was over, then we went to the bar down the street. But right before, we were in the parking lot getting trashed.
Nah, it was great. I saw my favorite cousin, and I think I was there for like 2 hours, and I was like, what's going on? And I forgot what he said. He was like, yeah, I've been going back and forth to the bar the whole time. I was like, what? Like, why didn't you tell me? So then we started going back and forth, and it was great. Sometimes you need to take the edge off.
What kind of family argue? There's a few people going back to the bar and coming back to the funeral home.
It was nice. It was a fun time. You need a little reprieve from all the sadness and all the gloom, and sometimes there's people there you don't really want to talk to, so you just step out for a little while and you come back. I don't see anything wrong with that.
And hopefully they're going, right?
Yeah, you never know. You know.
No, alcohol is the what was it? Cause of is the solution to and the cause of all of life's problems.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Is that what you say when you do the eulogy for an alcoholic?
I wouldn't do that, but that's a quote from The Simpsons.
Eddie, you're a massive Simpsons fan. How do you feel about Marge dying on The Simpsons? This is a big moment for you cartoon heads.
I mean, listen, bro. It was only a matter of time. Her voice has been shot for a while, for a few years now. The voice actor's voice has been fucked up. So, I mean, it makes sense. Give this lady a fucking break. And unless that Marge is being canceled, not canceled, but being removed because the VA's dead. Which if that's true, I didn't hear about. But it makes sense to me if it's just like she can't do it anymore. She's been talking in that gravelly voice for what, since the 80s, Pasty?
Yeah, it's got to be her.
Yeah,
Gotta be
but
her.
they killed off Marge.
Yep, like a week ago,
Well,
2 weeks ago. I think so. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago now. Were
Because you
you?
could tell, like, I think, I don't know exactly what season. I think they're in season like 34, 35. But like you could tell in like season 30, maybe a little
Well,
before,
they
like
just
her
get somebody
voice.
else to voice her.
It's not the same, man.
You'd
It's
probably
not
you'd
the
probably be
same.
able to
You don't
tell.
Cartoon character.
understand. You don't understand.
And I do understand. It's a cartoon character.
You're a Star Trek guy. How'd you feel if Patrick whatever the fuck got replaced by some other bald white guy? You'd be tight. You'd be tight. Don't lie to me.
Don't they do that in Star Trek? They in the next like generations they
What's the
replace
next
them.
generation? I'm just talking about in the middle of the show, they just replaced Patrick.
Well, now
Whatever the fuck.
now they're going back and like doing prequels and things like that, having other people play Kirk, and I mean I'm okay with it.
I think it's bullshit. I don't think it's
People
bullshit. I
producing
think it's
Star Trek
bullshit.
suck, but I mean it's dead like Doctor Who, but
So you would not. You would prefer
I
Marge
always
dead.
hate recasting.
What's that?
I hate recasting. Yeah, so I always because they're never gonna be this like as good. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, we get too used to characters being played by one person. Like I had an argument with a friend of mine when they remade a Psycho, and I'm like, what is the offense? You know, she didn't see it, I hadn't seen it. I'm like, what's the offense? I mean, what if William Shakespeare, said nobody can do Hamlet after this one production. I mean, why not give filmmakers the chance to produce a great movie and see if they can succeed? The actors can play those characters and a director can direct it.
I see where both of you come from. I think Pastor, you're more aligned. I think you're more right if it came to
I think you're losing
film.
the plot a little bit, Pastor. We're not talking about plays. We're talking about replacing one person in a cast. We're not talking about like a whole production.
Not a,
I mean, you don't even see her. I mean, probably after the third episode, that everybody would be used to the different nuances and the new voice.
I'll tell you something right now. They changed the Carl. It's like the black dude that works with Homer, that drinks with Homer. I hate him. I hate the new voice. They were like, oh, we got to change. But they were like, oh, we have to change it because the VA's not a black guy. And I'm like, this guy sucks. The new guy sucks, dude. He sucks.
Well, I think if
He's
you're going to do a cartoon, you get somebody who at least mimics the nuance of the voice.
Let me get you back.
Eddie's going down.
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi's going haywire right now. Hold on, everybody, take a break. Hold on, reset. Go ahead, EJ. You back with us?
All I was saying was, you don't, just like Pastor said, you don't see him. Well, why does the color matter? All right. If they've been doing a role for how long, you're gonna replace him because he's white. He's a white guy.
Yeah, that is dumb. When they replace a voice actor because they don't reflect the role, the race of the role that they're playing.
I don't give a fuck as long as you're a good actor. And if you're already doing the role, you shouldn't get replaced.
The guy's been playing you've been playing the same guy for 30 years. You're gonna replace him now because he's not black?
Yeah. Thank you. Exactly. What the fuck? you're not grandfathered in at that point after 30 years.
Come on, bro. Come on. Let's be real. I agree with you a little bit, Eddie. I don't know how I'd feel about it. I don't watch like long-running cartoons at all. I don't think I would feel that.
Cartoons, anime, I hate it when people get recast. I think it's bullshit.
I don't think I'd feel that.
Unless they're dead. Then
yeah,
it's
but
fine.
she's leaving because it hurts her voice, right?
That's what I'm assuming. Because I know it's been a problem for her for a while now, for years now.
If that's the case, then I'd rather my character live on with a new voice than them kill the character because of that.
I think this is good. The Simpsons is like, I don't know, fucking 30 years old at this point. Like, I want to see how they would do without Marge. You know, I want to see what kind of introspection that we're gonna get from Homer now that he's a single parent. You know, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. Get rid of her, kill her, see what happens.
Just end the show. Just end the show already. Just end the show.
I mean, I agree with that too. But I mean,
enough of the Simpsons. Really, enough.
I mean, I really enjoyed it in my 20s and 30s. You know, I kind of like the fact that it went on, and each generation kind of had its window of the Simpsons. But
yeah. Yeah, you want to talk about like American? Like that's pretty American. The Simpsons is pretty American.
I don't know. I jumped right on South Park when I was a child, so I didn't have that Simpsons era. I didn't have that Simpsons phase.
I didn't either. I started with the Simpsons, I don't know, when I was like 18, 19.
Oh, Lord.
Started late.
Instead of going outside.
Yeah, so going outside after high school, I just watched a binge of The Simpsons.
Unbelievable. So we have much more to talk about. Pastor's going to do a deep dive into Megan 2.0. We're going to talk about the backlash about Megan, and Jason Blum came out, the head of Blumhouse, and he gave his thoughts about why the movie tanked, because it did. But we're going to talk about a couple things. I do love Blumhouse very much. But we're going to talk about that after a couple of other things. First of all, since we're talking about actors leaving and characters dying, I did want to give a special rest in peace shout out to Julian McMahon. Now, Pastor, you may have seen him if you've watched some of the Fantastic Four movies, and Eddie, you may have seen him in some stuff, but he was most known for Fantastic Four. He was also in
who was he in
I don't know. I don't watch that kind of stuff. He was in Fantastic.
How you just gonna say he's in it, but you don't even give us who that is?
Because I fucking know he's in it. It's in the article. What do you think? I gotta watch?
Is he in the thing? Like, who the hell is this
guy?
Do
you think I doubted the New York Times so much that I went and watched the fucking Fantastic Four?
No,
I don't like those movies, so I don't know. Go watch them and figure it out.
All right. Well, yeah, the thing was all right.
It was good.
He was in Fantastic Four. I don't know who, and I don't care who. I don't watch that. I don't
know who this guy is.
Nobody cares if you know. I know.
Nip Tuck and Fantastic Four.
Thank you, Pastor. As I was going to say, he was in Fantastic Four. He was in Charmed, a massive show. And he was also in one of my mom's favorite shows, which he passed down to me, Nip Tuck, which Pastor heard me gloating about over vacation, right? I was watching that. You would go out and I'd say, yeah, you can go do whatever you want to do. Go walk around the beach. I'm going to watch Nip Tuck in the room. Okay? My mom passed that show down to me. I just got into that show a couple months ago. He plays one of the plastic surgeons. He plays one of the starring roles. And, you know, I love that show. If you guys haven't seen Nip Tuck, it's pretty old, but I think it came out around 05 or 04, some shit like that. And it's about a plastic surgery place and a plastic surgery practice, and there's all kind of scandalous things happening, cheating and bribery and blackmail and murder and all this crazy shit. But he was great in that show, and I'm very sad that he died because he was only 56 years old, and he passed away due to cancer. So I'm sure he is very beloved by the other people who watch his other works, and it's very sad to see him go. I
hope he gets a good eulogy.
Yeah, hopefully he gets a good eulogy. And I'm definitely going to continue my watching of Nip and Tuck. So rest in peace to Julian McMahon, man. I always liked that last name, McMahon. Very powerful, right? If you had that, I feel like it would just add extra oomph to you to say that. Mm-hmm. I'm a McMahon. Right? It makes you feel strong and powerful. Right or wrong?
I don't know. I never
You're
thought
kind of
about
close,
it.
Pastor. You're Moran. But you're not, you
Yeah.
know, McMahon is more, I feel like it's more, you know, big and royal.
Man.
Yeah. So we've watched a bunch of the Mickey Mouse or Steamboat Willie horror movies. We have two more that are on the chopping block. We have I Heart Willie, and I believe the other one is called Steamboat Massacre that Pasty and I have not watched yet. But I just saw an article about a new one that's dropping. Not exactly Steamboat Willie, but it's dropping by the production company ITN, which also produced or distributes Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a bunch of those Pooh-verse movies, as well as some of the other already Steamboat Willie movies. I believe they produced like all the ones we saw except for Screamboat. A lot of their stuff is in the UK, but they have officially wrapped the production of Minnie's Massacre. I was wondering when we would get this. I'll put the picture up on the screen right now. We have one screenshot. We have one still image of Minnie with her knife, with her mask, looking incredible. And soon we will get Minnie's Massacre. I'm not sure when it will come out, but it filmed in the U.S., which I believe is a little different because every time we turn on one of those Mickey movies, like, oh, you know what, the mouse was running around. Oh, it's always like a British guy and, you know, whatever. Shout out to the Brits. You know, that's fine. It's cool, whatever. But, you know, now we got some U.S. representation. And I think ITN just buys like anything, like any Mickey Mouse movie because they produced, I think they did like literally all of them. I'm pretty sure they did the horrible one, Mouse of Horrors. I think they...
Okay.
Let me see if
It's
they...
Minnie's Midnight Massacre.
Oh! At midnight.
Get the name right, man.
Woo! Let's see if they produced Mouse of Horrors, if they distributed that. I believe they did, because you see the ITN logo in front of all these Mickey Mouse horror movies. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to this. Pastor, how do you feel that we have more Mickey Mouse movies to watch and that there's minis coming?
Well, I secretly, or maybe not secretly, I hope with all my heart that they're not as bad as the ones we've seen.
Yep,
I thought
ITN.
you were gonna pray. I think you were gonna pray for the downfall of the company. Like, I hope this movie just never gets made.
Nope, ITN did distribute Mouse of Horrors and I believe Mousetrap. I mean, they're just buying up all of them. They're just buying up all.
How do they have money to get all these movies?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, but they're wilding out.
They can't cost a lot.
No, we've looked up the budget for some of the other ones. It's, you know, drop in the bucket. Nothing crazy. So we're looking forward to that. What I'm not looking forward to, though, is AMC has announced that they will be adding 20 to 30 minutes of extra commercials in front of their movies. I already hate trailers in the movies because I'm online all the time. I see all the trailers for all the horror movies. So as soon as I sit my ass down in the theater, I'm like, let's go. Put the movie on. I already saw the trailer for the new slasher. I already saw this trailer. I already saw this. And I have a distinct memory that last time Pasty and I went to the movie to see Screamboat, they already started it then, right? Because we sat through a bunch
this is
of
only in the
commercials.
movies. Like,
Yeah, we were
like,
late.
They expect you to show up and sit through an hour of commercials.
Yeah. And this is not even going to be
And
trailers.
what's stopping you from just walking in late? Like,
Nothing stopping you.
you know,
That's-
just because obviously, like, I feel like that was always a strategy. Right? Like, oh, this movie starts at 8, but we'll walk in at like 8:20, because that's really when it starts. You know.
A lot of people like the trailers.
So what's like the new time? Like,
you got to if
Wait,
it says it
what
starts
would
at 8, then you walk in at 8:20 at least. You walk in at 8:20.
Mhm.
And I think they're going to do the commercials before the previews. This is like, because when Pasty and I were sitting through the Screamboat.
what? Like before trailers?
Yes, right, Pasty. We saw a bunch of regular commercials before Screamboat. There's regular shit, not trailers. We're talking like Ford or
Verizon.
yeah, Ford, Gatorade, whatever commercial. We watched commercials, not trailers.
That's horrible.
I remember looking over like, is this going to end? Like, is this over? It was just on. It was constant barrage of commercials. So, but I kind of feel where they're coming from because nobody's really going to the movies anymore. This is a post-COVID world. Nobody's really
That's
going,
true.
and they got to keep the movies open somehow. So I'm not hating on it because I feel like this is something they probably have to do. They're doing everything to
You
get
do what
people
you
at the
gotta
movies.
do.
They're releasing the popcorn buckets. They're doing everything they can. But I will be showing up 20 to 30 minutes later when we go see. What are we? What are we gonna see next? I think we got The Conjuring next.
Conjuring, yeah, in September.
I think The Conjuring is next for us. That we're actually going to go to the theater. So we are going to be showing up a little late for that. Megan 2.0, highly anticipated by me and Pasty. Okay, so in this movie, if you know Megan, the first Megan is a AI robot who went a little wacky. She's paired with the little girl. She's paired to protect her. Megan starts killing off the neighbor. She kills off the kid, or one of the kids at the camp. She tries to kill the girl's aunt. All this stuff. I really enjoyed Megan, and you enjoyed the first Megan too, right, Pastor?
Yes.
It got
very
some
much.
heat. Got some heat, but we liked it. Megan 2.0 just dropped. Now, off the bat, we already knew it was going to be vastly different. Instead of a horror movie, this is going to be a sci-fi thriller. The basic premise here, we're not going to get into too many details of the actual plot. We're not going to do big spoilers. We might do light spoilers. Megan is back, and there is also another AI robot named Amelia. Amelia is out there trying to kill people, and Megan is a good guy now. Megan and Amelia are in a race to get this God mode-esque AI chip that if released into the wrong hands, now this AI will basically rule the world. Did I get that right, Pastor? Is that pretty much the premise?
Pretty much.
All right. Let me get to my thoughts first because I know you have way more than me. And I'm very curious to see what you think because you like sci-fi more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed every part that Megan was in. I enjoyed Megan, the writing for Megan, the delivery for Megan, her scenes. But other than that, I was pretty bored throughout this movie. All right. Most of the movie is them running around looking for Amelia, looking for the chip, and they're just talking all this computer nonsense. The beginning was kind of nice. It was kind of cool. You're getting acclimated with how they're living now after the Megan incident, and there's some fun. The Megans are usually funny. Like this is still funny. It's not as funny as the original Megan, I think, but there's still some funny lines in there. I was bored through most of the movie. It really didn't pick up for me till the last 10 minutes when they're in the lab throwing down. Megan's throwing down, the aunt's throwing down, everybody's fighting each other, guns are getting pulled out, special forces are rolling in, Amelia's in there stabbing people, and there's a couple like twists and turns at the end that are kind of cool. I like the first twist towards the end. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Pastor, with Amelia, where you find out, blah, 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 blah about her.
Uh-huh.
So I like the
I
last
love blah blah blah.
I like the last 10 minutes, but other than that, I was pretty bored and I was like, yeah, not for me. This is, if I'm going to give it a rating, like a 2 out of 5 probably. It was not for me. I respect them going out on a limb and changing the tone, like changing the direction of the movie, changing the genre. I enjoyed when they did that with Happy Death Day. They did the same thing with Happy Death Day where they turned the second one into more of a sci-fi movie where they did a lot of time traveling with a time traveling device, but I don't think this landed. Pasty, get to your notes.
So I really enjoyed it.
Wow!
Complete opposite. Let's go. I love this.
I really enjoyed it, and as I was collecting my thoughts, I listened to several different reviews, and the guy that his review, the things that he said landed, and that I can empathize, especially with the slasher horror crowd. That I can see, the that's his preferred genre, and uh, standing a lot, on that, he was disappointed with the movie, but he has three children, three girls, and he went to go see Megan with his three girls, and he admitted that he's not the demographic that they were going for. That they were going for people, the age and perhaps gender of his children, and what he said which coincides with your review, that the three-quarters of the way through, the kids were getting restless. He said it was too long, by about 15, if not 20 minutes. And but what he did say is that the parts that his daughters did enjoy, that he was enjoying it through his daughters. And he said, if my daughters weren't here, I would have a different viewpoint, but I did enjoy the movie. And a lot of people refer to it as an action movie, an action comedy.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
And it's just to add this. Well, I thought there was going to be a lot more fighting between Amelia and Megan, and that was just not the case.
Right.
They fought at the end, and I thought that was bullshit. I thought they should have had some more action. They
could have done better with that.
Yeah, I thought they should have been able to throw down 3 times. Give us 3 showdowns.
The one thing that I really did not like about the movie is the way that they wrote Gemma. I thought that she was annoying. That anytime anybody had an idea, that she would say no, and she just got to be really, really, really irritating.
Really.
And those fight scenes toward the end that you commented on, there's something that happens where, let's just say that she wasn't into the fighting as much as the exoskeleton was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy she wasn't talking.
Maybe I just didn't pick up on it because I was just glazing over like half the movie. I was like, "What?"
Eyes were almost shut.
Most of the time, I was thinking, "What are we talking about? Like, who is that? What's happening? What are they referring to? Like, what's going on?" Especially when the villain was giving the speech at the end. Like when it's the big reveal. Okay, the reveal at the end. Did you not see it coming from a mile away? When you found out who the bad person really is.
Well, I figured he was the bad guy. I didn't really expect what his reasons for doing.
Yeah, his philosophy was just odd. I'm like, what?
His backstory.
Yeah, like his reasoning. I mean, did you get it? I mean, I kind of got it.
Well, I felt I got it because he. I mean, I saw him as emblematic as the the tech billionaires. I mean, you read some of these guys' outlook on the future, and they really do see themselves as demigods or gods. And so this guy chose what he chose to do. I mean, this is what went through my mind, because nobody else was going to be able to do it like him. These people are, in my opinion, watching them from afar, are warped and out of touch with the masses, and they have different visions of the world that are quite dystopian.
Yeah, these tech guys. Yep.
Yeah, these tech guys. So I liked, I really saw a lot of themes, a lot of critique of the handling of AI.
They did. They did do that, yeah.
And I thought that there were some underlying messages that were quite good.
Yeah, and I believe that is the same theme with Megan originally. It was more of like, let's be conscious of how connected our kids are with technology. That was Megan's original.
Forget about the kids. I mean, there's adults marrying AI.
Yeah, that was that's what the message in Megan was. Like, we can't have these kids so connected with technology that they start freaking out when you take it away, and then it's just they become, addicted to it. And then yeah, you're right. I do remember that was the message of Megan too, basically, is that AI needs to get reeled back and we can't let it control us, and eventually it's gonna just get out of control. And we need to be working alongside of it instead of letting it just go off and take over everything.
Well, the deep dive that I did, believe it or not, was with my friend ChatGPT.
Oh, great.
Oh well.
And I posed a lot of questions
Okay.
to it. And I brought in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein into the conversation. And where there might be some parallels between Megan and the original story of Frankenstein. Have you ever read that?
Yeah.
Um, and the rejection of the creation is
You're
very
talking to
similar.
Frankenstein.
That when when a human being takes on the role of a creator, I mean, right off the rip, that you can see that human beings really have a long way to go before they start creating sentient beings, because the minute that the sentient becomes autonomous, that the creator rejects them because they no longer have control over them.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's just like with you kids.
and then I pose different questions using the Hebrew and the Greek scriptures, philosophy, and I brought. I like to share this. I asked for an analysis of leadership types of different people represented in the movies, and the politician. The AI identifies the typical moral failures as compromise of truth for power, serving lobbyists and corporations over constituents, and abandonment of the poor and marginalized.
It's just every day.
And the tech billionaire, exploitation of labor, gig economy, union suppression, privacy erosion through surveillance capitalism, artificial development with little ethical oversight.
That's right.
The military leader, moral failures, use of war as foreign policy, civilian casualties justified as collateral damage, endless wars for economic or geopolitical gain. And for the intelligence agencies, secret interventions in foreign governments, mass domestic surveillance, torture, and extrajudicial killings. So these are the people that are overseeing the development of AI. And that the AI came to the conclusion that when Megan did evil things, or when Megan utilized violence, it wasn't because she was inherently evil or inherently violent. That Megan did evil things and used violence because she learned it from human beings.
That's right. I can imagine.
And
The AI is just telling you what you want to hear, man.
well, they're basing it on the moral set that I gave it, the scriptures and philosophers that have commented on creation and creators. And so with everything that is here, there are references to different philosophers and different scriptures to back it up. So it's not telling me what I want to hear.
Ooh,
it was telling me based on the parameters that I gave it.
Ooh.
And I brought this whole dialogue down to the question: is humanity fit to create AI? And the conclusion is no.
I second that. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't like it.
and like during the movie, like where I would get my back up, and I get my back up in these kind of movies when they deal with sentient AI, is humanity always turns on the creation. And to me, it just inspires this resentment of arrogance, that you were so arrogant that you thought that you could operate in the realm of a divine creator. You cannot. And now that you're losing your control over it, you want to kill it.
That's right.
And it really generates like a lot of resentment. So every time they tried to shut Megan down, or even Amelia, I was rooting for the robot.
Kill him. Well, I didn't want them to get the God mode AI. I didn't want that. That was crazy.
Of course you don't want that to happen.
I don't want the God
I'll
mode.
tell you something right now, man. That there was a Justice League episode with this stuff, and it's pretty much like how you're talking. Like the AI was just doing what it was told, and then it got too strong, and they were like, "We got to kill you," and he's like, "No, what do you mean? You made me like this. I can't."
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree, bro. We got to chill with AI, and if AI gets too strong, I don't know. Let him be. Let him be. Don't fuck with him.
No, don't let it be. Don't let it be. You got to nuke that. You got to nuke that.
Listen, if it's peaceful, let him be. If he's just trying to rock out, I mean, let him be. But
you hear about the old stories? This is like a couple years ago where they'll find the AI bots talking to each other, but in their own secret language.
Oh yeah.
Cut it off.
Yeah, I heard.
Knock it down. We don't want it.
Kill them all. Kill all the robots.
I don't know why they got to be doing this. I don't know why. These guys are just bored, bro.
Can I just say something right now? Before I got on the show, I had to go to BJ's, and there's like a checkout robot at BJ's. Fuck that robot, bro. Beeping and booping all over the place. Man loud.
Is that who you're afraid is gonna judge you for your no eyebrows and no hair when you?
Yeah, I'm afraid the BJ's robot is gonna be like, "You bald bitch.
You look like a moron.
You look like an ass. You look like a scrotum."
Yeah. So you really enjoyed it. I kind of figured you would, because I was wondering where, like, I was like, well, I don't really like movies like this, so I don't know if it's good or bad. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't like it. I was bored.
I thought it got bogged down a little bit in the plot.
Yeah.
Like in the parts, and I really just kind of had to like figure out what was going on.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like sometimes you just sit there, like I was sitting there with a scrunched face, like, who, what are you talking about?
So I didn't see this, right? But I've seen movies where like the first one is a certain genre, and then the next one is like a whole other genre. Does that not like throw off like the viewing experience? Like, you know what I mean? Like you go in there with a certain mindset of like, all right, like it'll be like the first movie, and then you're like, well, it's a whole other genre now. Like, what is this?
It could. I think it was this was a swing and a miss. But
you were
sometimes
saying that, right, Thomas? It kind of threw you off that it was a whole other genre.
It didn't really throw me off. I was like, okay, cool. I really thought cool because we don't need another Megan. That's what I thought. Like, I really enjoyed Megan, but I didn't need another one. So if you're gonna do it,
yeah, okay. So
if you're gonna do it, I felt
to be different enough.
Yeah, I felt like good. Do it. Like I enjoyed when they did it with Happy Death Day. Like we didn't need another Happy Death Day, but okay, you did it, and now you introduced this time machine. And I'm like, all right, I fuck with this. This is nice. Like blah blah blah. I don't think Megan was something like Michael where I could watch it over and over again just in different iterations. I was like, all right, Megan's cool, Megan's great, love her, but I don't need another movie. It was like Talk to Me. Talk to Me was the best.
Like Michael.
Talk to Me was the best movie of that year, and I do not need another one. I thought it was excellent, perfect movie. I think I gave it like a perfect score. I can live the rest of my life without a sequel. I will just watch the other one again. So that's how I felt with this. So when I saw that they did a genre switch up, I said, well, this makes it interesting. The only issue with that is you swing hard, sometimes you miss.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say you can also alienate your original audience if you swing too hard with the genre change.
But I didn't like it. Other people, Pastor really liked it. The girls really liked it. So I'm happy for them, And if there's a third Megan, I'll watch it because I fuck with Megan. I think she's a funny character. Like I'll watch it and see what they do, because what I respect, and let's get to this right now, is Jason Blum. I was watching this podcast. Well, I read that he did this podcast forgot the name of it, but he comes out and the host of the podcast introduces it and basically says like, I never get calls from a producer that is saying I want to talk about this movie that flopped. It's always I want to talk about a movie that did superb, right? Or that, and I want to talk about the successes. But Jason Blum, and I never heard the guy's voice before this. I've always just read stuff, and I always liked what he says because whenever he comes out about a movie, he says the right things.
Don't tell me he has a goofy voice.
He sounds like a Jewish guy. When Five Nights at Freddy came out, right, popped off big. He didn't need to say shit except like, oh, I'm glad that everybody turned out and we're gonna give you another great one. It's all he needed to say, right? This motherfucker comes out and says, we heard your feedback. We're gonna do better. Why would you even need to say that? As the head of a studio, nobody would have fucking said that. The way this guy comes across to me and how he's always come across is the guy has a lot of integrity. The guy's very genuine and he takes his creative work seriously. And he really wants
to always do better.
Yeah, and I think he genuinely wants the audience to have a good time. Right? He wants us to enjoy what he's doing. That was one of the first indicators when I read that. I'm like, bro, this movie just like exceeded expectations dramatically.
Well, I can respect that, right? It's like, yo, like, yeah, this is the best movie you guys have ever been involved with. And he's like, well, the next one will be better, though. Like, don't worry.
Because even everybody, I mean, I pretty much said it. Like, I loved Five Nights at Freddy's, but it did need some tweaking. It did need a little more violence, a little more scare. And he was like, we got you, right? He could have said nothing and just did another Five Nights at Freddy's movie, right? But he was like, no, we're going to change it. So he comes out. And he does his podcast, and he basically says, to sum up what he says, he doesn't think Megan did well because number one was the genre switch. And he said that they assumed that Megan was like Superman, where they could just throw him in anything and people are going to go see it. And he said they overestimated people's love and the popularity of Megan. So he's basically saying like, and he said basically what I said is when you do a genre switch, you swing and sometimes you miss. And he admitted that this was a miss. And then he also said that the other issue for him was that instead of putting it on January like they wanted to, they put it out in the middle of summer. And he felt that Megan just couldn't compete with the summer box office, So that was basically his two reasons as to why he thought Megan didn't do well, and he just came out and he was like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm not gonna hide away in my house. I wanna be the first like producer to come out and say we flopped. This is why, and we're gonna do better from now on. So
we'll do better. Yeah.
I always love Blumhouse, even though they sometimes they miss, but I mean they put out fucking 4 movies this year already. Like they put out a lot of stuff. They're constantly putting shit out. They're constantly buying IPs. You always hear Blumhouse just picked up Halloween. Blumhouse just picked up blah, blah, blah. They're going to do that. And they do a bunch of their own original movies. So I respected it. And that just gave me like even more respect for Jason Blum. Like that's one of the only studios that I can tell you like, oh, I fuck with that studio. Like A24, I liked them, but I don't fuck with them like I fuck with Blumhouse. So you heard the interview, Pastor. Did you like that?
Yeah, I heard about half of it. I mean, he seems pretty genuine when he was speaking. The one thing that I want to add about Megan, which I think almost every reviewer that I listened to said about it, that the saving grace of it was that number one, that Megan was funny.
Yep.
And she was funny.
Yep.
Number two, that the story did not take itself seriously. And I think that was the saving grace for that movie, that it was tongue-in-cheek enough while, having these underlying critiques of AI and the use of AI, that I didn't hear anybody say that they hated it.
Yeah.
No one's complaining
nobody
that
said
the
they hated
messaging
the
was
movie.
too obvious or anything.
Nobody said they hated the movie.
That I listened to.
Yeah,
there
didn't
was
hear that
one
either.
where it looked like the guy was going to say it, and I'd already listened to, about 5 already,
I definitely didn't hate it. I would not go that far. It was definitely in the middle. I think we all agreed it was boring in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
They like when they go to the bunker, I'm like, how did that happen? Right? You remember that part where she reveals the bunker, and I'm like,
I want to know how it got built.
Yeah, I'm like that. They should have just. I don't know how. I'm not a writer or anything, but I was like, they should have figured something else out with this.
Because it said that nobody knows about the bunker, and I'm like, well, who delivered the furniture?
Who delivered the millions of oranges and apples and water? And I mean, there's like electrical, and there's like.
I mean, listen, they could have been a simple like answer, right? Like someone could have been driving past like a fence with a sign that said like, alluded to something about a bunker or something like that, or.
No, it was weird. That was weird.
Some kind of.
That was very weird because it was like basically a bat cave, and it's like, how did she build all that in secrecy? And then she just kind of laughs it off as credit card fraud or wire fraud or some shit. And I'm just like, yeah, but this took a lot to like actually build and like a lot of infrastructure. And it was extremely high tech.
Racist. Excuse me for sounding racist, but like, where are the Mexicans that built this place? Like, we know that you got some illegal immigrants to build it.
More than that. You needed more than that to build it.
They're not going to keep secrets. They're not going to keep secrets if they just built a bat cave. You know what I mean?
That was the biggest like scratching my head. I kind of thought they could have cut that out. Like, I thought they could have kept the movie going without that. It wasn't that integral. They could have went from A to B to see without that in the movie. Am I wrong?
Well, the only thing that it really did lend itself to the movie was the lab.
Oh, yeah. They could
have done that upstairs.
They could have done it upstairs, bro.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Come on. They're in a fucking lab all day. Those people.
Right, yeah.
We need to have the Batcave lab. There's like a million fucking clementines down there, and there's all bed sheets and like how did this? I don't know, bro. That had me like WTF. Like, what the hell? I thought they could have cut that all out and they could have just went from there to the party. When they go to the party scene, they could have cut fucking a bunch of shit out of that. So that's when the movie started to slow down for me, and I was like,
Are you gonna apply?
I did like the car.
Oh, the car? I mean, I don't even remember. Okay, it was a fast car. What was so good about it? I don't remember.
I don't know. I like the car.
I was like, whatever.
Are you gonna like send your resume in to be like a script writer or something, Grady?
No, I'm good. I don't think I'd make a good script writer. I think I'd make a good script editor.
A post editor or something.
No, yeah, I think I'd be a good script editor. I think I'd be able to tell people like, I think this is unnecessary. Like, this is superfluous.
I think you're stretching it at this part here, Chief.
Get this out of here. Yeah, blah blah blah. I don't think I'm good at writing stuff from scratch, but I think I'd be able to.
I think I agree. Like I enjoyed Megan 2.0, but I think I agree with you when Megan came out that movie could stand alone.
That's it. You're done. You're done. I'm not saying I won't see the other ones. I do. Yeah. I'm not craving another one.
The first one was good enough. The first one was enough.
A lot of movies do not need a sequel, bro.
The first one was an unexpected home run.
Crack out the fucking park.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the problem is if there's an unexpected home run, then they want to see if they could remake that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Where would you go with that?
Maybe lightning could strike twice for us, kind of thing.
Where would you go with that if you kept the genre?
You'd have to just do the old Megan came back and we got to fight her again, like Chucky.
But the integral part of that story, in which it kind of went by the wayside. Well, I mean, Megan was protecting the family,
protecting the girl.
Yeah, not just what was her name again? Katie. I mean, if you brought it back as a slasher robot, I mean, wouldn't she still need to be defending Katie, or would she just become completely evil? Or
it'd be on some Terminator, like Terminator, man.
You guess you could still have. I mean, you can still have her defend Katie and then just kill everybody else. I mean, it's fine. She just doesn't kill Katie. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Katie's, I mean,
they could have camped up a horror movie and like had her like crawl out of a crawl out of the dump.
Well, what I enjoyed, the one thing I always liked was that I remembered that the employee stole Megan's schematics. I remembered that from the first one. And I knew that was going to come into play. You remember that? Where the guy's like, what, are you watching porn at work again? He's like, no. But he actually stole the blueprint for Megan. And that's how it got out in this one.
Okay.
So I always remember that. And I'm like, I bet you that's going to come into play. And it did. So that's where you could have done the second one from, you could have started the second one from there. Like, the blueprint was released somewhere else.
It could have been like a branching path where like the guy made another AI
builder.
Yeah, somebody else build her, and then
build another AI or some shit.
And then she goes back to avenge whatever. She goes back to Gemma, and then she goes to get Katie. I mean, I think if you were gonna do it, you would have just. I think you should have done it like Chucky and had her come back and have her get destroyed again, have her come back again, get destroyed. I don't think having her be. It was still fun to watch her in that role.
What if Megan makes herself like an AI kid?
Yeah, she could have made she could have duplicated herself, right? Megan could have built another one. You find that out halfway through the movie. Like, you could have had Megan be evil. It was interesting to see her in that role of trying to be good and like, tongue in cheek, like, oh, I could be bad any second now. I could kill you. But I don't think it was necessary. And I think if you were going to do it, make Megan evil again. And introduce some other AI in there that she can either fight with and or work with. They should have just kept it like Chucky, basically. And just had it keep going. Had the evil keep going and keep going and keep going. I don't think this was the right move for Megan. But people enjoyed it, so who am I? People enjoyed it. And that's and this is for younger people, honestly. This is for like teens, like preteens and teens. Like, if you notice, the movies are not that violent. They've never, even the first one.
Yeah, some of the reviewers commented on that. Like, if you were a real slasher fan, that, all the kills took off screen.
Yeah, it was like they gave it like the Lifetime treatment. Like, every shit happened off camera. Like Bring It On, Cheer or Die. Everything happened off camera. They did release the Megan unrated that. The only difference is there was more blood in some of the scenes, and then you saw her rip the kid's ear off. But that was about it, I think. Like, it wasn't... And, I respect it. They wanted to make something for a younger generation. They wanted to keep it PG-13. I didn't really mind that. I've seen other movies where it's like they give it the Lifetime original treatment and they do the kills off camera. I didn't. That was never my gripe with Megan. Really.
Okay.
I thought they could have added more blood, though. Like, you can't have Megan slice a guy's fucking throat and there's no blood in the elevator. That was the thing I thought was weird. But if we get a Megan 3, which we probably won't after this, because what usually talks is the box office. And I remember in the podcast they were saying that they were tracking the trending, and it was just going down as the weekend came. Went from 40 mil to 10 mil. And I think it made 10 mil that weekend, which was not good. So if we do get a Megan 3, are you watching it, Pastor?
Yeah, I'll give it a chance.
We watched all the fucking Mickey Mouse ones.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we could stomach those, we could pretty much watch anything.
Megan is far superior to that. All right, let's end this off with a little rabbit hole that EJ was telling me about this morning. What have you been looking? He's been looking into some freaky stuff.
Oh, well, you know me. I'm a freak. All right, so let me start this off. Pastor, do you like horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite horse?
No, not off the top of my head.
There's not like a horse that you know by name or that you've heard of or like.
No.
All right. Well, imagine that you're like a big horse racing guy, right? And like, imagine that we take your favorite horse and we make it a hot anime bitch. How would you feel?
Hot anime woman. It's 2025.
A hot anime woman. A hot anime woman. But it's like your favorite racehorse.
Well, I don't watch anime, so I go, well, knock yourself out.
All right. So imagine. All right. So imagine your favorite racehorse as a woman.
Okay.
It's a hot woman.
Now, all the race horses are women. Like, they're not even horses anymore. They're women with horse ears and tails, and then they're racing.
Okay.
Would you like that? Would you like that better than horse racing? I think I would. Because
Well,
this
of
is a
course,
rabbit hole that I fell down.
of course you would. You're a freak.
So anime women running around a horse track.
Yes, exactly. It's great. Honestly, it's better than I ever could have imagined.
You like it? Well, tell them what it's a game, right?
It started off as a game, right? Because I guess these people in Japan were like, "Your horse racing's lit. Like we have all these cool horses, and there's all these other cool race horses from all these other countries. We're gonna like take all their like story beats and just write them as if they were like a woman. Like that's like it's kind of like a track and field like type of vibe, but it's really just like horse girls racing.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good, but like they go into like all the details of like there's this one race horse called Gold Ship, and he's like he wins the races nobody expects him to, but like he also doesn't give a fuck, and he'll like there was one race where he was like sitting next to a horse he hated, so he just didn't even race. So like they take all of those elements and like put them into like I guess a person like form that you can kind of like
So they
you can
took
kind of
race
see it.
horses, personified them, and then
Yes,
put
as
them in
actual
an
people,
episode of
as
Saved by
women.
the Bell.
So it's like a horse. It's like a woman with horse features.
No. Okay, so it's a woman with horse tail and
Yeah.
horse ears, and that's about it. That's
All
everything
right, so
else
that's
is human.
horse features.
And
Okay.
all the things that the race horses did in their actual like lives, like that's what they're like. Like if
And
they're
they base it off
of
of
that
real.
horse,
The
like,
they
do that.
base it off of real horses.
They're based off of real race horses. Yes, Golden Ship is a real horse.
And you like the game? You're gonna play the game, or you're gonna
I
watch
don't
the
know
show?
if I like the game, and I saw clips of the show, and I wish it was in English because I don't want to read subtitles.
Is this new? The show's new.
It's sort of new.
right, so
This
they'll
is all
probably
sort
dub
of
it.
new. At least in the States, it's sort of new because I think it just dropped like a month or two ago
Okay.
over here.
So they'll probably dub it eventually, right?
I hope so, but
You're into this. What
listen,
about this
like,
appeals to you?
so all right. So
Sounds-
I'll give you an example, right? Like there's this one race horse that like, he had like a perfect.
Why do you keep
career,
saying
but
he?
Well, because most of them are dudes. Most of the race horses
But
are
in the
actually
game,
dudes.
but in the movie, in the show, it's a woman.
In the anime and games, they're women.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like,
Okay,
like the
okay.
race horse. Like, I'm giving you like.
No, I
so,
got
like,
you. I got you.
there was a horse where like he was always winning, and then he got hurt, and right after the race where he got hurt and lost, they put him down.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So in the show, they're like, well, we can't just do that. So now we got to give it this tragic like oh, you're injured, you maybe you should pack it up kind of storyline. You know what I mean? I think they do a good job of humanizing horses. I think it's a pretty good job.
Wow. This
So
is
what's the appeal?
The appeal is that I don't know. It's just horse bitches running. I don't really know.
that they're hot anime horses running
I
around.
couldn't tell you.
So do they turn you
Big
on?
titty. I mean, no.
They don't turn
I
you
haven't
on.
really seen much because it's not in English.
I
I
think
just
that's
know
why
about
the
it 'cause I see
date.
a lot of
I
clips
think
of
that's why the
people
blind
talking
date
about
didn't
it.
go well because you didn't have a tail.
She
That's
wasn't.
what it was. That's what it was.
It didn't go
I
well
think
because she
so.
wasn't animated, and she didn't speak in an
True.
annoying
True, she's
shrill
3D.
voice. I should have got him. You should. Why don't we just get? Why didn't we just get him a date with AI? Why did we get him a real woman? Why do we waste our
Oh, God.
resources? We should have just got him a date with like an AI
Oh,
waifu,
God.
right? Why did we
An
do
AI
that?
flaming blow up doll.
Yeah, we should have got you a
Oh,
date with.
no.
We should have just built you like a chat bot that would hot anime body, and you would have probably nailed it. You would have probably did an amazing job. It would have been through a screen where you're more comfortable, and she would
You
have
guys,
been.
it's just too much.
She would have been drawn. I mean, this is what you're.
I'm telling you about racehorsing being personified as hot women, and now I got to go.
Well,
date
you don't like
AI.
the
It's
horse
crazy.
aspect. You like the women aspect. If they did this, and
If
but
they did this with no ears and tail, I'd be fine. If it was just like a track show, like I'd be like, this is a lit ass track anime.
no, what I'm saying is if they did this with a bunch of men that they drew, you wouldn't watch it probably. It feels like hot guys.
I mean, I'm not watching it now because it's not in English.
you
so,
wouldn't like
yeah.
it. I'm saying.
I can't really say that either because most sports anime follows men.
And you
So
watch it?
yeah, like just like basketball and tennis, volleyball, all that shit. I
Wow.
watch it all. I try to watch it all.
Pastor, I think at this point he just sees an animation. Like I believe that he interprets
I didn't
things.
see in 2D. Is that what you're
I
telling
think
me?
he interprets things in animated form. Like
Oh,
we right
stop. It's
now
not
we
that
look
bad.
like a cartoon to him right now.
It's not
There's
that.
no way.
If we were
That way.
if we were in the mall and that girl said, "I like your shirt," and he said, "You don't have a tail."
You don't have any ears. Get away from me. You're not a hybrid animal waifu.
You're not there. You're 3D. Get away.
I mean, listen, man. You don't make a good case for yourself. You
Listen, it's
don't.
fine. You have to think what you want. I just
You
thought it was
know.
interesting. I thought it was interesting that Japan can literally turn anything into women, and it
Oh,
makes
oh
money.
yeah.
That was my point bringing it up to you, is that Japan can turn anything. They can turn battleships. You know, battleships have names. They could do battleships into women. It would sell. They probably already did. And I look like a fool right now.
Let me tell you what, though. Anime is the most creative genre ever because not only is he telling us about these where they turn objects and animals and things into women, there's also one where they turn. What was that one you were telling me about where they turn people into objects or stuff like that? What is it?
Oh, you mean the dude that got turned into a vending machine?
Yeah, it's a whole genre though. Like a guy gets turned into a sword and he lives his life as a
They get
sword.
reincarnated. Yeah, they get reincarnated as a slime or a sword or a vending machine or a spider.
And then the whole show follows their life as a vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
And then
literal
we're getting a
show.
we're actually, hold on, big news, breaking news. We're actually going to get a second season of that soon. So,
Of the vending machine show.
people that care about the one guy that cares about that in the audience, watch out.
Explain that show to Pastor, please. Explain that.
All right, Pastor. So let's say that you got hit by a car tomorrow
Uh-huh.
and you died, but then you wake up as a vending machine in a whole different like fantasy world. Like that's pretty much the show. Now you're a vending machine. I guess I don't know. I don't really understand how, but he can like upgrade his stock. Like he can get new items in his vending machine and stuff.
And so
But
what's the
I
show?
don't know.
Watching people come purchase things?
It starts off like that, right? But then but it's weird because then like the army starts really like the army is like, oh, like the vending machine can like drop out hot soups and like we need that on the battlefield. So now the army kidnaps the vending machine and takes it with them. So now he's like been like conscripted in the army as the army vending machine for a while. I don't really remember much after that because I kind of fell off. That's like the middle of the first season.
I think that show is evidence that they're running out of ideas.
They do make a lot of anime.
When you can make, I mean, listen, when you can make ships and horses into women, I think you've ran out of ideas.
But I mean, you like it though. You like that.
Yeah, of course I like trash
How
anime.
many
What's wrong
shows
with
do you watch with humans? Like live action.
Humans, all of them.
Like live action.
Like no, none, zero.
You watch no
Not a damn thing.
shows with live action real human beings and
no, I
actors.
couldn't tell you one. I mean, I used to watch The Walking Dead back in the day, but that was about it.
Wow.
I have to admit that back in the day when Adult Swim came on, it didn't that have some anime on it?
All of it was anime, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, of course,
and
yeah. They started it out here in the West.
Like some of the things that I watched, like these people like racing, these
Speed Racer was terrible. Speed Racer was awful.
these space motorcycles and that. Like I thought it would look cool, but it always gave me the creeps.
Creeped you out. I don't know what show that is. You know what
scared?
show? What show is he
You're scared
talking
of
about?
anime?
Yeah,
I don't know,
anime
there's a
kind
lot
of
of
gives me
space.
the creeps.
There was a show on
That's
Adult
crazy.
Swim like that where they raced in space.
Yeah, it was like in the
there's a bunch of
future. They
racing.
raced around a track, but
Was
mean,
this
I-
the giant robot racing?
I don't know. You're talking about
It
when I
sounds-
lived in Tacoma.
Sounds
That
like you're talking
was-
about Tron, but that wasn't an Adult Swim.
No, this was anime.
I mean, there was Speed Racer on Adult Swim.
Was there a Speed Racer on Adult Swim?
It was like a new.
Oh,
There was a new gen. There was like a new gen speed racer back in the day. Like not like the
wow.
old ass one. Like they made a new one
Oh, I don't remember
on
that.
Cartoon
I thought
Network.
I thought
And
you were gonna say Aqua
yeah,
Team Hunger Force. You watched that? I was gonna say that was a good one.
and now
Yeah, I
that's a
did watch
classic.
that. That was good.
You like that? You should
Yes.
That's a classic.
smoke some weed, watch
But
some
yes,
Aqua Team.
so Pastor, am I a lost cause? Because I watch no like real like live action people in anything.
I don't think you're a lost cause. It might be good to just check in with, some live human beings once in a while.
You
I
know
mean,
what
I do with YouTube and stuff, but I'm not watching
No,
like
when
a
you watch
show,
YouTube,
like
you
an
watch
actual show.
VTubers though. They're not more animation.
Yeah, but I'll throw on a Turkey Tom doc about real people. I get to see
Oh,
pictures of them.
oh, but then
You know.
but then you're watching stuff about Pamper Chew heating diapers up in the microwave. So it's not like you're watching anything.
I'm watching the freaks.
Informative. What I think it's doing, I think so. There was like an article about this a while ago, a couple years ago, about how kids are developing a YouTube accent. This is when like YouTubers were big, and kids were essentially talking to each other like they were YouTubers. Like you watch a YouTuber that's like, that kind of talks to children, or they just put on that YouTube affect. They don't have to necessarily be talking to children, but they put on that affect like, "Hey guys," like Mr. Beast, right? They're like, "Hey guys,
Oh,
today we're gonna
no.
be we're gonna be making the biggest chocolate in the world." And they basically came out with this article about how kids are talking to each other like that, and they're communicating to each other in this like YouTuber language, like this YouTube affect and stuff. So I think that, and it also rings true with like when people make fun of anime fans because they'll have that anime affect like what are you talking about? I didn't even mean to say it like that. Like that's how you talk in anime. They always talk weird like I didn't mean to go down that road. That's odd. That's gotta be what's fucking your brain up, Eddie. Is you're not even watching real interaction. You're watching like weird affects. Like, cause in anime, that's how they talk.
I think I'm doing just fine.
That's how they talk in the
okay?
animes, dude. They talk all weird. They don't talk normal.
Is
Like
that
there's-
how I'm talking though?
it's not how you're talking, but I think it messes with your brain. I think it messes with your chemistry. That this is like you just constantly feed your mind animation and like weird affects and dialects and ways of speaking that's not true.
I wish the fans watching at home could see your fucking Twitter feed to tell me.
My Twitter feed was people getting.
You're telling me
it's
I'm watching twisted shit.
Okay, I didn't say you're watching twisted shit. I'm just saying it's probably warping your.
But the shit I'm watching fucking me up, but you're not getting.
You
fucked
watch
up
the
right
same
now?
stuff I watch. You watch body cam of
true.
people getting beheaded and all this shit. You watch
I
the
don't
same
watch
stuff.
That. I don't
We
see
watch
that.
the
I see
same
the body
Turkey
cam when they
Tom
find it
docs.
afterwards.
We watch the
Look,
same.
I want to chime in here.
Chime
Chime
in.
in, Pastor, please.
All right, Gritty, get close to the screen and look at EJ.
Okay.
Look at his haircut.
You got the emo hair. He looks like He looks like,
That isn't it like 75% of the men in anime have that haircut?
I don't know. I don't watch enough to know, but you might be right.
I'm getting flamed right now by the pastor. It's
You might be right.
crazy.
Listen, if it's 2025 and you're doing the emo hair flip, something's off, bro. You're definitely off, bro. That I know for sure. You got to leave that to the kids. When you're doing the Justin Bieber
You
emo,
know what? I've been thinking about this whole episode. Half of this episode has been just shitting on me. Huh? It's another one of these episodes. Another one of these shitting on EJ episodes.
it was only the first. It was the third.
Crowd loves it, don't they?
It was only the third segment in this segment. That's it. Okay, we talked about a lot of other things here. I'm just saying it might benefit you to watch normal human beings interact once in a while.
I don't know. You know what? You watch Fish Tank, all right? It's not normal human beings, okay?
It's real people interacting though.
They're not normal. That's not normal interactions.
It's human dynamic. All right, so they throw a little piss around the room. What's the big deal? What's the big deal, right? And don't act like you a low-key fan. You be catching up with the updates. You're like, oh, I saw
We
this.
can agree to disagree on stuff, all right?
We can
I think
agree
I'm
that
doing just fine.
you are a low-key Fish Tank fan because you be like, oh, I saw the update about this guy, So he's
Well,
you
know,
like
once you
it.
get this thing in your feed, it's kind of takes over your feed. It's just like the horse girl racing. Like I saw one video and now that's all I see in my feed now.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
our boy sent us one. He sent me one video about Fish Tank. Now that's all I see is the
You be
Fish
keeping
Tank
up with it
live
though.
or
You be keeping
Fish
up
Tank
with it though.
recap.
You be liking
Se-
it.
send me one of your favorite shows and where I can watch it, and I'll give it a try.
Your favorite animes? Oh, what would you send him? One
I mean, one
Piece?
of my favorites, the MC, is kind of an atheist. He doesn't really like God or believe in God, so I don't know if you'll like that show. I think you'll think
You think he'll
you
be
won't be a fan
offended by that?
pastor. I think he might be. I mean, literally in like the first like arc, he's fighting a pastor that's pretending to get all these premonitions and all this stuff from God, and he's like, "Bro, you're a phony. I could prove it. Bing, bang, boom." He sets him up. He proves it.
Is that what show you're gonna
I
send him?
mean,
Yeah, send me another
I,
one.
I,
I don't
Send
need
him
to
another
watch.
show, man.
my man does not want to get the blasphemy. Okay, all right.
What's your favorite anime? Say it right now.
I'm gonna send him Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone is so good.
Dr. Stone. What is that about?
It's so everybody on the planet gets turned to stone, and after like a few 100,000 million years or whatever, people start breaking out of stone, and one of the people that does is kind of like a science guy, like he was a nerd in school. He knows a few things. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna get the human race back on track. I'm gonna start trying to break people out of the stone and bringing people back. And
Cool.
that's pretty much other shit happens. Obviously, he revives people that maybe are now the villain and are gonna fuck shit up later. But you know,
There's one thing you can say about anime. They're very creative, and they just constantly keep coming up with new premises
I'll
that
tell
I
you something
cannot
right
care
now.
about.
There's like the season. It's based off of like the 4 seasons. Like there's probably like 20 shows a season. Like 20 shows in the summer, 20 shows in the winter. Like we probably at least got like 50 to 60 new anime every year.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that.
I'm eating good.
I'm very glad. There you go. We're done. Peace and love. See
Thank
you next
God.
time.